It's a shame, man. Sometimes you get our people just ain't gonna get it. You know what I mean? Everybody talking about this. Look, man. The coronavirus is all that shit is dealing with the wrath of God, bro. But for somehow our people, it's just like it was in the days of Pharaoh. God sent, I think it was like 10 plagues. Yeah, it was 10 plagues in Egypt. I can't remember all of them, but I can look them up. Let me look them up, because I never like to do anything no more. He sent boils, lice, flies, and he sent blood. He dried the waters of the river that they couldn't drink them. The waters turned to blood. How many plagues were there in Egypt? Hold on. During biblical days, when the children of Israel were in Egypt, how many plagues were in Egypt? In other words, how many plagues did God send? During biblical days, how many plagues did God send in Egypt? During the plagues, how many plagues did he send? Yeah, I said it was 10. The 10 plagues are the disasters God sent the Egyptians when Pharaoh refused to let the Hebrews go free. The plagues which are recorded in the book of Exodus are a demonstration of God's power over not only Pharaoh, but also over the gods of Egypt. And I named some of them. The waters were dried up. Then at one time he sent frogs. That was a plague too. The 10 plagues are the diseases or disasters God sent the Egyptians when God sent the Egyptians when Pharaoh refused to let the Hebrews go free. The plagues which are recorded in the book of Exodus are a demonstration of God's power. That's what we had just said, that over not only Pharaoh but also over the gods of Egypt. For instance, the first plague in which God turns the Nile River into blood. That's what I just said. Didn't I say that? Yeah, I said that. He turned the Nile River into blood. Could be interrupted as God sovereignly over HAP, the God responsible for the flooding the Nile. Okay, it's the same thing like he doing today with the so-called thing called the coronavirus. God, really? Man is not doing that. God is using the wicked is to do that. And this is what our people don't understand, and this is what our people don't get. All right. The 10 plagues included agricultural blights such as locusts and diseases such as boils. Okay, that was boils. That's right. Boils. That means that's like, I think it's like stuff that come out on your body and you start breaking out. We'll look it up. Boils and supernatural or astronomical plagues such as storms of fire or darkness. Yep, those are another ones that he sent. Fire, darkness, and finally the 10th plague, the killing of all the firstborns of the Egyptians. The Jews were able to escape this plague by smothering with the smurging lamb, the smashing or the smurging lamb blood over the doors, remaining God to pass over their houses. This is the the central acts for God's Passover is supposed to be an expression of thanks. When he said he put the blood over the doorposts, that's saying all of those, it represents all of those who are keeping the commandments of God. That's what it represents. It represents all of those who will be keeping the commandments of God. And that blood is just a symbol of you are keeping the commandments and you have his protecting care over you, and that nobody can do you any harm or anything. You remember when the Most High sent them plagues into when God allowed Satan is to afflict Job with all them with boils and sores. You remember when God told the devil, he said you can do whatever you want to him, but don't kill him. These things cannot happen except the Most High allow it to happen. Just like this so-called coronavirus, as people want to say, that ain't nothing but a spiritual plague. This is like it was back in the day. God sent plagues to wake them up. Everybody cried and to the Lord and all of that. Please, Lord, take away the flies and all this kind of stuff. God turned around and removed all. We living in that time now. That's a fulfilled prophecy right now. During the cedar, the principal snakes a few drops of wine out of their cups for each of the 10 plagues to remember the suffering of the Egyptians under the plagues. Jews are supposed to diminish their joy, where joy means wine, while the plagues as God's revenge. That's what the plagues represents. The plagues are God's revenge upon Pharaoh. The Pharaoh is the Africans. Those are the dark people. Those are the people that had the Israelites in slavery. The cedar remains. The principles to be attending to suffering and injustice, and not to take too much glean in victory. I ain't never heard of that word. Why is Passover such a big idea for the Jews? When is Passover and how long does it last? What is the kosher for Passover? How does a cedar work? Who was Moses? Wait, so the holiday celebrated the murder of the Egyptian children. That's what it's going into too. The holiday celebrated the murder of the Egyptian children. Is the Passover story historically accurate? What is the I don't know what that is, y'all, and why is it hiding? Why are you supposed to say next year in Jerusalem? I am not Jewish, but I really want to participate in that on kosher, whatever that. I don't know what that is, people. Just forgive me for the words that I don't know how to pronounce. What are the 10 plagues? I just read a lot of them. I probably can't remember them all, but it's Nile River into blood. He turned the Nile River into blood. He sent lice. He sent darkness. He allowed the waters to be turned into blood. He sent disasters. Plagues is nothing but God's punishment upon Israel for not keeping his commandments. And he used the enemy, such as Pharaoh, which is the Egyptians or the Canaanites, is to occupy and possess them and make slaves out of them. This is what happened when we didn't listen to him. He used the other nations is to enslave us. So the video is entitled, What are the 10 Plagues of Egypt? What are the 10 plagues in Egypt? Okay, now, today you compare it, we're living in modern day today. To modern day today is the so-called coronavirus is nothing but a plague that God is using to try to wake us up like he did during this time. That time and this time is no different. It's just, the only difference is that was modern day, that was ancient time. That during that time, that was modern time. Today is the modern day plagues that God sent upon Egypt. This is like America is literally it's modern day Egypt. Just like the modern day plagues would be the coronavirus. The modern day plague is the coronavirus. Matter of fact, let me get a copy of this page. I'll do that. And then whatever, I can look up some other stuff. So, with that being, on that note, I'm going to say peace and love to my people of color. And I might put this video on my channel here that I created. Right, on this first channel here I got. I'll do that. I'll be back. Peace and love to my people of color, and I'll see y'all in the next live. Peace.